Hey gang, so we got the new Roadmap Roundup yesterday and Stella Fortuna here, which is kind of their St. Patty's Day celebration thing. As you can see here, I'm mostly just playing it because there's animations, more stuff to look at while I'm talking. We'll swing back and talk about this one later. For right now, let's go ahead and get into the Roadmap Roundup. Let's get this. All right, so it's always someone's first time watching these, so I just thought that I would do the usual thing, kind of throw out the spiel. Back when I used to do the whole thing, including the process tracker or the progress tracker, which I still might go back to. It's just not as useful or as helpful as it used to be, and it was never that helpful just because you don't have the context of what the numbers mean or what the lines mean. If something is a deliverable, for example, Squadron 42 art here is that, let's see, redacted mission giver here. So is that 12 weeks in a 12-week sprint, or is that 12 weeks in a 120-week sprint? We don't know until they're finished with it. So just knowing how far they've gone through it, that will generally tell you how complicated it is, but it won't necessarily tell you how far along it is. So for me, this is more just to see what they're working on, which is less helpful than actually going through the Roadmap Roundup, because then they straight up tell you, and the monthly reports, which is another reason why I've started doing those as opposed to very deep dives on this. Anyway, caveats, I am just a dude on the internet. I do not have any special inside information. I've just followed this project for a very long time and have a little bit of game dev experience myself. What I do here is I go through the Roadmap Roundup, kind of talk about the new things, kind of my views of what's going on is usually a fresh take. I'm not much of a reaction channel, but I try to do this one live so that I can kind of give my thoughts on these things initially from what they're coming from. Then we kind of go through the release view, see what's new, see if we can pick up any tidbits from there. But usually the Roadmap Roundup kind of spells it out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Roadmap Roundup. So most of this is kind of rote. They'll keep the same thing up for a long time. The most important one is this middle paragraph here. Just a reminder, the 1.0 column showcases features and content planned for inclusion in or before Star Citizen 1.0. This means you may not have to wait for the 1.0 release to experience them. In fact, I would say that you almost certainly wouldn't have to wait for the 1.0 release to experience the vast majority of them. As features, content in the 1.0 column become ready, they will migrate left into a point patch coming for a column for release. So basically what they're saying is, let's say when Starware is ready to rock, it'll drop into 4.1 or 4.11 or 4.2 or whatever. It won't stay in the 1.0 column. The 1.0 column is more a tracker for themselves to sort of say, when all of these deliverables are done, the game is in a 1.0 status, and it's basically live is what they're going to call it. So that's what they mean when they say that. So 1.0 is different from 4.2. So like, or 4.1. So when all of these deliverables are the things that they have planned for 4.1, all of these are the deliverables that will be done before it's 1.0. So I just want to clarify that. So here we go. Notable changes, March 12th, 2025. Release view 4.0, supply or die. The supply or die event has been released, so the card has been switched to released. 4.1, mission giver Wakelo. A new mission giver enters the verse, bringing fresh opportunities for players to explore. We have renamed the card from Redacted Mission Giver to Mission Giver Wakelo. The card has been switched to committed. I'm on mixed feelings about this. On one hand, I'm really excited there's a brand new character coming in. My ship, if you followed this channel for any amount of time, is the BMM. I bought it on concept, and I've been waiting for it ever since. So I really kind of like the Banu lore and just sort of the way they are as characters. I don't know another way to put this. I kind of get strong Mickey Rooney vibes from Breakfast at Tiffany's or Jar Jar Binks. So yeah, somewhere about that level, it's like right on the edge of racism where they're going with the characters kind of, Misa, sell you something, Massa. It's kind of like, guys, could you not? Like, you read some of the stories that they have with the Banu, and they're semi-serious, but they're weird, they're alien. This just kind of comes off as like a parody almost, but maybe that's the way they're going to play them. I don't know. We'll just have to wait it out and see. But at the moment, kind of getting one of those same feelings that when Jar Jar came out, I was kind of like, that's how you decided to play that character, huh? But anyway, Sandbox Activity, Align and Mine, a new open-ended activity blending on-foot exploration with aerial support, creating sandbox gameplay opportunities for daring teams. So this is the one that I was thinking was going to be the Valakar hunting, the sandworm hunting. Apparently they're going in a different direction, although I did see somebody did a video on going to the new mining facilities, the Hathor mining facilities on the ground. And there was, I believe it was adult Valakars. So not the ancient ones, not the ones that are Shai-Hulud gigantic, but these are ones that are probably, when they're hovering out of the ground, probably about 6 feet tall or so. They were there. So, might not be too far off that you've got to do that, but it does sort of seem like there's some mining or searching or whatever involved with it. It's not just a bunker dive. We'll have to see. I haven't been able to jump into 4.1 just because work's been crazy as usual. The card has been switched to Committed. Volt AR Parallax, a powerful new weapon boasting a unique blend of characteristics, firepower, and tactical potential. The card has been switched Committed. So the Volt weapons, they can fire semi-automatic, but if you can time it right with the charge, it'll turn into a beam weapon, but they overheat very quickly. So it's almost like the mining laser is the sense that I get, that you kind of have to keep it in that sweet spot by charging it and not charging it and charging it and not charging it to kind of keep it as a solid beam. And I mean, eventually it'll run out anyway because it'll run out of batteries or whatever, but it could do a huge amount of damage when it's in that beam weapon status. Now, I would assume they want people to test the hell out of them, so it's probably going to be available in a few stores, not like the S71 or any of the sniper rifles that you have to loot them to find them. Hathor Ground Alignment Station. Strategically placed Hathor-operated outposts providing key infrastructure and sandbox gameplay opportunities for planetary operations. This card has been switched Committed, and they look like really cool facilities. Almost like... so I don't know how many people actually got an opportunity to play, not Joint Operations, that was the old game that I used to play. Man, I forgot what the name of it is. You see, this is why I shouldn't do these off the cuff. But they were going to do like this game system. Apparently, they're kind of using those maps to create out these Hathor mining stations. Speaking of Hathor mining station, a powerful new weapon boasting a unique blend of characteristics, firepower. I think somebody copied and pasted from Volt AR, so ignore that first part. Hathor Mining Station, a large-scale mining laser facility operated by the Hathor Group. This card has been switched to Committed. Yeah, you can forget the big weapon thing. You're not going to be using a gigantic mining laser in space as a weapon. Yet. 1.0. IFCS and control surfaces, improving atmospheric flight dynamics with functional control surfaces, allowing for more precise maneuvering and realistic aerodynamics. This is really cool. A general update for the flight model of all ships that allows you to tailor your ship's behavior more to your playstyle. As part of the flight model updates, the control surface technology will be added, which produce more realistic flight behaviors in atmospheric conditions. We have renamed the card from control surfaces to updated IFCS and control surfaces. All right, and updated its description. That one's really cool. I could see that being kind of neat if you have a prowler and just gliding in. So not only is the ship stealthy on its own, but you've actually got your engine shut off. What would your signature be when they have that stealth gameplay in there? I don't think they've implemented stealth for the prowler yet. I think it's still got like the signature of a Vanguard. But anyway, quantum travel. The quantum travel experience is becoming fully physical, including quantum boosting, a faster method for short-range travel. We have renamed the card Quantum Boost to Quantum Travel and updated its description. All right. Realistic audio mode. This is using the Doppler effect. So that kind of thing. They showed it off at SitCon. That's what they're talking about here. A systemic solution for expressing game audio in depressurized states. Okay, so that's interesting. So they're talking about sounds in low atmo. Through effects applied to audio and an increased emphasis on the resonance of sounds through surfaces and physical contact. A new card has been added. So that could be cool. That could be the kind of thing that if you're in your ship and it's depowered and stuff, you won't be hearing people shooting at you. You'll be hearing things tonk off the hull of the ship. Yeah, that could be really cool. Or it'll just kind of be like, and that's your clue that they're shooting. Like it's going to be sound effects. They should just hire me to do their sound effects. I thought that was pretty good. Progress tracker. No update to the progress tracker, which is one of the reasons why we don't use the progress tracker. Let's go to the release view. All right, here we go. So obviously these are all ones that we know about. So we are just going to close them, our things. 4.1. So characters, we've got redacted armor set, which we know these are going to be the stealth armors because they're working on 2 stealth armors. They told us that in the monthly report. Mission Giver Wakelo, new Mission Giver Airs the Verse, bring fresh opportunities for players to explore. If you haven't seen it, he's going to have this whole thing. I think it is going to be more like what you see here. It's going to be kind of like a Wizard of Oz situation where he's going to be a big floating holographic head that gives you the mission rather than an actual Banu standing here giving you the mission. So not quite a full-blown Banu in the game yet, but they're getting there. It's something. Gameplay, space combat missions, a new set of ship combat missions featuring improved scenario design and refined storytelling. I don't know about the refined storytelling, but this is going to be the thing where they're going to hook in the ability to kind of adjust missions. So right now you've got a bunker mission. You go to the bunker, you shoot the guys, you're done. Now it might be you go to the bunkers to shoot the guys and there's going to be something on the server and the server is going to be like, oh, hey, you need to actually go over here. This is where they're coming from. And then you go and do that. Or it might be you're running cargo and your cargo has been stolen by guys. And now you have to go get the cargo from the stolen guys. It just sort of is going to be more dynamic in the way the missions are set up, at least from the way they described it. Will it actually happen that way? Don't know. I imagine it'll be rocky at first because it's CIG and just game development in general. Sandbox activity, align and mine. And the description is the same, but I mean, you can kind of see that it's the Hathor mining thing. So basically what you got to do is you got to fight whoever is at this facility. And then it takes like, I think 10 to 15 minutes for this radar dish to kind of turn and face the satellite mining dish, which is up here somewhere, or mining station, laser station that's in space. And I think there's a few of them. So it really is more of an event than a mission because it'll probably take a couple hours to do if I had to guess. But all in all, you can get a couple friends together, right? Probably make really good money. Locations. Hathor ground alignment stations. That's the same thing. So there you can sort of see it's pointed at you. Here it's pointed to the side. Strategically placed Hathor operated outposts, providing key infrastructure and sandbox gameplay, opportunities for planetary operations. So probably more than just align and mine. There will probably be other missions there. And this is the Hathor mining station itself. So you can see this is the one that actually throws the laser down onto the ground. So that beam right there is coming from this station. And we have seen this in Arena Commander for the better part of 10 or 11 years. So we kind of know what this looks like in theory, but now it's going to be an actual physical station that I assume we can land at. I don't know if we'll be trading there, or, I mean, it would surprise me. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's people working at the facilities that would probably need food or medical supplies. But the actual mining is probably done down here where the laser hits. Now that might be interesting if you can actually realign these things and watch the laser move. I don't think it would move fast enough to actually be used as a weapon, but I don't know. I know they blow you up in Arena Commander. That'd be kind of cool. Mission giver location, Wakelo's Emporium. Specially designed location to host our latest mission giver, Wakelo, offering a new hub for players to engage in these opportunities. And it looks like it is going to be on an asteroid base. So I have to jump into 4.1 PTU and check that out just to see if it's as... I mean, the location itself and the Bandu itself is going to be pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. They can't all talk like Jar Jar Binks. Anyway, Volt AR Parallax, we know about that. This is what it looks like. Cool looking guns. And apparently you will be able to get blueprints to make them yourself or modify them. I think that'll be true of all the guns, but the Volts in particular kind of look like they're kit bashed. That's the assault rifle right there. And then you've got the submachine gun right here, which is the Quartz, which is still tentative, but I think they'll get it in. They've been working on the Volt weapons for ages. And I think the thing that's been slowing them down is more the mechanics of it rather than the actual weapon itself. The model has been done for a couple years now, I believe. Anyway, St. Patty's Day sale. Let's go into this. So this is Stella Fortuna. They always sell a bunch of green paints and usually an armor too. This time they kind of went overboard with the armor. So let's get into it. These are all the paints they've sold over the years. So if you don't own one of these ships, no reason to get it. It's the 400, the 600, the Fury, the Hammerhead, the C2 or the Hercules series. Mercury, Star Runner, Razor, Redeemer, Vanguard, Mustang, Pulse, and Archimedes Merlin. The green is kind of cool. It's this really deep sort of emerald forest green. But again, your mileage may vary. The Carnivals, okay, I gotta admit that Pulse, that does look pretty good. The Carnival colors are black and crimson with white piping, but that's pretty cool. It might make an exception. Archimedes looks pretty good, but I mean, it's not like a bright candy green that they've been going with lately. It's a dark green. So if you like paints and you like green, hey, there you go. The new gear for this time, they've got a couple cool little sort of starter packs here. In fact, I'll show you one in a little bit that I might actually use to get one of my friends in the game. Should you buy armor and gear packs? I generally say no, but I mean, if it's the kind of armor that you really like, or if you got $14 burning a hole in your pocket and you think that looks cool, hey, you're a grown ass adult. You can make your own decision. But you get the AO3, which for right now, you can't buy in game. Eventually you will be able to. Right now, you can only salvage it. Other than that, it's all green. And then you have the bright orange mohawk and the glowing orange eyes. So kind of a cool little thing. Then you can get the same gun here with the Titan for $56. I think it's usually 75, so that's not a bad deal for the Titan. Fortuna Legends, $440, probably not worth it if we're being honest. And that's if you're paying fresh money, I believe. Limited stock and sold out. Yeah. So this was the upgrade one. If you want to throw in $440 of new money, you can get the War Bond edition. And then, yeah, then you can get all of these ships for $30.90. Usually there's a little bit of a discount, but yeah, I don't know. Most of these ships are situational or kind of need a rework or are kind of in a situationship with the game right now, or at least like these 4 or so are, that they'll be fixed eventually. Not a huge deal. Subscriber gear. So here you go. You can get the Party Hard Pack, which I think is just the chairs. I mean, they're showing the armor. Let's take a look. What does it come with? Yeah, it doesn't come with the armor or the shirt or anything. It's the 2 chairs and like a tankard. I think you get that SMG. Big winter t-shirt. This weird chair that they made out of crate. There's just the armor if you didn't want the gun. This tankard, which I think does come, maybe it does come with all those. I think this comes with everything that follows. So yeah, those tankards, they had them as a subscriber giveaway for the various levels a year or 2 back. They're pretty cool. No real use for them in the game since you can't fill them with any liquids at the moment, but they look cool. And then that SMG, the C-54, is a pretty decent SMG. Anyway, coming on down here, racing ship and gear pack. So these are the ones that I'm debating buying one of my friends. So you got the Hello Kitty or Star Kitten pulse bike along with the pink gear. This racing suit does look pretty cool. So you've got the sort of blue and yellow one with the Archimedes, the blue and yellow one with the Mustang. Is it a Mustang Gamma? It is a Mustang Gamma. And then the really cool red and black one, of course, with the $150 Razor. So I believe you're basically getting the suit for free. I think the Razor itself is around $150, if memory serves. So you're getting a quote unquote discount, but this is the one that I was thinking of buying for my friend that's really into racing games and hasn't gotten into Star Citizen yet. I am going to see if the game stabilizes a little bit. So here's just the gear. They kind of give you the guns and the suits. So these 3 guns with those colors, buyer beware, and those suits. That white suit is dead sexy. I might actually be buying that white suit, or maybe the red one. You got the pink one here, and of course the individual paints. So if you don't want to buy the package, or if you already have a Razor and you just want the red and black paint, right there, red and black racing suit. So they finally learned that if they split them out occasionally, they'll sell more of them. And then of course they've got the usual war bond ships. They got the Redeemer here, the Hammerhead. Basically just a way to suck in the whales like myself. Ships there on for sale. These of course are the ones up here that have all the different skins. So again, all these ships are for sale down here. No special discounts on them or anything. They're just available where they would normally be. So if you had a hankering to get like an A2, now's the time. It's actually not a limited sale. Fury's a good one. Does not have a quantum drive. Just be aware of that. It is a true snub, and same with the Archimedes. And I'm assuming the Merlin is on here somewhere. That's interesting. I'm not seeing the Merlin. They just have the Archimedes, which in my opinion is the better of the 2 anyway. And the Mustang Gamma. So if you really want to race, this is the sale for you. But gang, that is it for me. Let me know what you think down below. You gonna pick up any of these racing suits, or are you a racer that this just really sings out to you? I'm really digging the white racing suit. The black and red is the Carnival colors, so I might pick that up. I mean, $16, it's not that much. Just, I'll skip McDonald's for that day. But anyway, gang, take it easy out there. Be good to each other. Unless you're a pirate, in which case, good luck with that. Anyways, catch you next time.